Okay, SummerSlam just ended. My biggest takeaways are why did we bring Corbin back just to win the United States Championship? Kind of just from a cold entry. Like there wasn't really much build up for that, so we brought him back just to have this moment that could have gone to Carmelo Hayes. Second of all, actually probably should have been first of all, Kevin Owens came back and now he's the number one contender for the WWE title. And third, I guess we're done with the Shield lore. So that's good. We can move on from that. So we'll go through match by match. Now with the first match, it was supposed to be Finn Balor and Sami Zayn for the number one contendership. Then Nick Aldis comes out, says that what's best for business is that we're gonna add another participant. And it ends up being Gunther, which I don't really know why we added Gunther. I guess it was just in the sense of I guess do we give Gunther a title shot since he beat up let me not say beat up, but since he beat Nick Aldis? Yeah, because he beat Nick Aldis like a general manager, he gets a spot in the number one contenders match. I mean, I guess. Well, it makes sense because Aldis did screw him in a tag match that would have put him in the number one. Well, it would have put him in the fatal four way for the title. That's the match that Nick screwed Gunther out of. So okay, that's fair. And then there's another participant, and it's Kevin Owens. I pop for this. I like Kevin Owens, but it's very clear that once he got added, that he was probably gonna win, and he won. I think the Fatal Four Way was fine. I kind of feel bad for Finn, but then again, I don't think there is a crazy chance that Finn was gonna win. But it got him on SummerSlam, so that's good. And to head back to my original point, we really didn't need Gunther in here. Like we really didn't need it. Like I think it might have been a little bit better just to do a triple threat and have Kevin Owens just be the one guy at it. And then later on, you can have Gunther and Kevin have a match. Like they can have a match for it. Even though Kevin would have won it, Gunther just gonna complain like, "Hey, I still deserve my shot." And Kevin might just be like, "Hey, you know what? Let's have a match. Whoever gets it, gets to go for the title. I don't care. I don't care about you. You know, this is just me yapping, but I thought, I mean, eh, Well, I'm glad Kevin won. You know what I'm saying? Cool, hype. He came back. Randy Orton's back. So maybe some more interesting stuff will happen. I cannot tell you anything remarkable from this Trick Williams Baron Corbin match, other than I think Yachty was slightly out of place at one point because there's a moment where Trick and Corbin are kind of just standing in the middle of the ring, and it looks like Corbin is like about to do something, but it gets very clear that he's waiting. Then he yells at Yachty because I hear him yell Yachty, and I guess that Yachty was supposed to. He just wasn't in position because once he like calls for him, he goes to run the ropes, and then Yachty hits him with the kendo stick. So I'm guessing that Yachty was not where he was supposed to be at, and that's why he was awkwardly standing around. But I don't even remember the sequence to Corbin finally getting the win. But I wonder what was the logic to taking the title off of him and why it had to be Corbin. So you would rather bring back somebody cold, not have any matches before the title win, just videos and one face to face. Have him who just came back to the company take it off of your young star that you're still building. And I would say for the most part, it's doing fine. You made a custom title for him, you know, and it's not even that he lost the title, but it's just that it was to Corbin. Like immediately, his first match. Like, what's the value in that? There's no way that Baron Corbin having a title is going to lead to more like SmackDown viewership or just overall interest in general over Carmelo Hayes getting it. Like it could be a triple threat. Like he could be added into it, but he interrupted Melo's and Trick's match. But we're just gonna put it on him. And I don't dislike Corbin, but it's just like I don't see why. Like why are we doing this? Because it just seems very random. Like this is to a somewhat similar extent what happened with Punk, and also kind of what happened with Kevin. Like people who haven't been here for a while, even though Punk was only like gone for like what maybe like a month or a few weeks, but still like somebody who was not figured into the equation originally gets added and then gets put in like a title, gets a title or like a title shot. Like it's just weird. Like why not? And I like Kevin. You know what I'm saying? I think this will be good. But I feel like we could just get some different people. Well, all of them are different, I guess. I don't know. I'm just dumbfounded. Like I just don't know what the plan is with this. And even if they have a plan, I don't think it's a good one, to be honest. This interim women's championship ladder match, I'll be honest, for the most part, I don't think it was good. Like it was okay, but it didn't scratch that itch for me in the ladder match. The only thing that I did like was that there's a lot of spots of Lash Legend just throwing people into ladders. Like that was good. And she even did like a power bomb onto Tiffany while the ladder was like wedged like in the corner. So she power bombs her and then she just bounces off of it. I thought that was pretty good. I enjoyed those spots. And I also enjoyed Chelsea winning the title. I didn't think that they were going to put it on her. I definitely thought it was going to be Charlotte. But during that match, the ending sequence, they have three sets of ladders, and Chelsea gets like wiped out before, and she's hanging upside down on the one that's in the middle. And the two pairs of girls that are fighting on both of the other ladders on the outside end up wiping each other out. Chelsea like sits up to climb the ladder and then gets the title. I'm glad that she won it. I just worry about what they're gonna do afterwards because I don't know if they're gonna run Chelsea and Rhea whenever Rhea comes back. But then again, if it's a while before, like if she don't come back to like Survivor Series or something, then I can see Chelsea having it for maybe like a couple of weeks, and then they end up like, well, for however long it is until Rhea comes back, I think Chelsea will probably hold it for most of that, and they're probably like a couple weeks before Rhea comes back, they'll probably take it off of her. I wouldn't be against seeing a Chelsea Green Rhea Ripley match, but I just don't think that the company is going to want that match to be the one to unify the titles. That's just what I'm worried about. I have nothing to say about the Danhausen Dominic Mysterio match. I'm sorry if you were expecting that from me, but I ain't got nothing for you. The Penta versus Chad Gable match was good. You know, I'm glad that Chad won. And yeah, that's like the match was fine. There wasn't a match on this card that I felt like was like remarkable. Even the main event, like I don't like it. Like In terms of what was entering, there's nothing that really wowed me. And now we're gonna be at the main event, and it was a good match. I feel like once we got past the halfway point, which I would say the halfway point is when we get the double announce table spot. Roman powerbombs Seth through the Spanish one, and then Seth powerbombs Roman through the other announce table. And I feel like after that, it kind of got I wouldn't say boring, but it just ended up being like a very simple flow. And by that I mean once they got in there, both of them would do a big move, and then it's just a near fall. Because I think Seth does like a pedigree, then it's a near fall. Then they're sitting there because they're wiped out. They talk some shit to each other while they're getting up. Now I think Roman did a spear or did a Superman punch. Same thing, near fall. Sit there, wait for the guy to get up. And then they do each other's moves, and then I think it's Roman that does the dirty deeds. And Seth also does a move that Dean did, where it's like you halfway fall out. That's my fuck up for the day. Where he falls out of the ring a little bit, but like his lower legs are still in the ring, so he like bounces with his lower legs, and then come back. Jesus Christ, comes back in for a clothesline. And I was a little confused when they did the dirty deeds. I was like, why are we referencing him right now? Not to say that, I don't know. It's just that I don't feel like I don't know. Well, the whole purpose of this was to get the Shield lore out because the big thing, I guess, from this match is Roman deciding to not hit Seth with the chair like Seth did him all those years ago. Because that is to show growth, that his revenge is not, controlling him and making him make bad decisions. And we had a rough bump to get to that spot as well. Because I was wondering, like, after all this and after the match ended, I'm like, why was a ref bump necessary? But it was literally just for that moment. And I don't think the chair was sponsored by Wingstop. So maybe Wingstop did not get that night two sponsorship. You can only sponsor the chairs for one day. But the match ends, and then Roman puts out his fist, and I'm like, they're not gonna do this, right? Like they're not gonna do this. I'm like, maybe he just wants like a fist bump. But no, Seth grabs like the little shield mask that he used to wear, and then they sit there in the shield fist pose, and they sit there, and then the crowd cheers. So I hope they don't bring it up again, because I mean the shield was cool. I wasn't watching around the time, but I've gone back and seen some stuff. But hopefully, hopefully that's it. Hopefully that's it. And part of me low key thought I'm like, and I don't know if you guys see this. If you end up being on social media and like wrestling online discourse, there's always some delusional fans that think certain wrestlers are gonna come back. And I was on the pre-show YouTube stream, and there were some people on there being like, "Oh, Ambrose is coming back," and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? And I get it, like if they're only watching WWE and they're like maybe not even huge into like online discourse about it, if they're not in like the wrestling communities online, then it's just like, oh yeah, bro, like, bro, he's got to come back soon. Even though I feel like it doesn't take a lot to realize that they're just in another company. But I also just find it weird that people who like maybe just only watch WWE and think that's the pinnacle are somewhat delusional to what's going on like outside the company. Maybe that's a little harsh, but I just think that n- like if you really love the wrestlers, like do you happen to know that like there's no way he's gonna be showing up? Because I'm just thinking about when they did the Shield pose. I'm just wondering if there's gonna be people online that are like, "Where was Dean?" And it's like that man is a full champion in a whole nother promotion, about to go into their biggest show. That man is not showing up. I think I gave last show like a 7 out of 10. I give this a 5 to be honest, because the women's ladder match, the United States Championship match, and the Danhausen match. That's to me, those are like. Let me not say no. We'll say it. Those three to me are duds. Outside of like Chelsea getting the belt, like that match was not remarkable in any sense. And outside of Chelsea winning and like Lash Legend throwing girls around like that, that's really it. And I don't know what it is, but I'm not even trying to be like that. But I feel like the ladder matches the women have just haven't been hitting these last 2 years. Because the last Money in the Bank match wasn't that great, and then this wasn't great. So I don't know what it is. I probably say my favorite matches are probably the Liv Morgan Io Sky match. Let's say the Chad Penta match, and then Roman Rollins. That's it. So I say Summerslam about a 6 out of 10. I wish I was more informative. I had more to say, but I feel like it was like two notches worse than night one. So yeah, we'll see if anything interesting happens on Raw. Maybe not. Maybe nothing happens.